1, 2, 3, action! Hey guys, welcome back to Clyde's Mechanical Garage. It's time to put old heart in old girl. So if you want to see how we do it and why we do it, and that was horrible, wasn't it, Bubba? Welcome back to Clyde's Mechanical Garage. It's time to put the heart in old girl and see if we can breathe her back to life. So if you want to see us do it, stick around, grab you some wrenches, and play along.
What are they playing?
I don't know. That was bad. That was so bad. Hey guys, you ever pulled your engine out the truck on a Saturday? Well, neither have I, but it's been out for a while, so let's put a heart back in this old girl. Stick around. Welcome to Clyde Mechanical Garage. I did that totally out of fucking order. Welcome back, guys, to Clyde's Mechanical Garage. Today is the day we put the heart in the old girl. So if you want to see how it's done, or at least how we do it, stick around. All right, let's get it. Okay guys, we got a couple things we need to address on the back of this motor. Mainly gaskets and seal. We'll go ahead and place those, and I got something else I got to go on there too. So before we stick this back in, it's best to go ahead and take care of everything we need to take care of before we even get started. This is mainly the stuff that we couldn't get to while I was on the engine stand, so we'll get to it now. The other stuff, it will never be seen again. Guys, there's a dog bone for this passage right here that we need to go ahead and replace that. Start your screw down here, a little dog bone. You just want where you can grab it and pull it out. Yeah, sometimes it just wants to fight you. You don't have to pull it out though. There we go. Man, that thing's pretty. But that's all it is. But you see the O-rings right here? It's just asking for a leak. Go ahead and replace that thing. I don't recommend using brake clean on any of this stuff, especially when you got rubber gaskets. But it is what it is. I've done worse and accomplished more, so kind of get it cleaned out there, and then right here where my rubber gasket is, I'm just gonna spray some PB Master Blaster on it, just keep that rubber seal right there from stiffening up. Go to the auto parts store, pick you up a new one. It goes in there just like you took the other one out. Damn it, boy. Guys, I wish I could tell you how easy that was, but damn. I had to mangle that jugger up and get it out. You can get all that crud out of there. This one's pretty easy. Just take your rubber mallet or tap it in there. Then we straight on that. See how easy it is to put it in compared to take it out? Good Lord. Get your new gasket here and pretend like you never seen anything fall in that tank right there. There we go. All right. Now we can put on the So we got a new crankshaft seal, and we got a new gasket, and we got a new dog bone. Should be no leaks coming from there, unless I beat the hell out of that thing so bad I cracked it. I don't know. All right, boys, y'all ready to throw this engine in here? Bo, tell y'all the stuff we done before we got it. First of all, let me go ahead and tell y'all we got this thing prepped up and ready to go. Went ahead, threw the AC bracket on, the engine mounts on. Don't ask me why I missed them spots. I also put the flywheel back on with the flywheel, and we Loctited and torqued them bad boys. It's foreign language around here. They don't see it very often. I didn't just ugga-dugga them. We torqued them. We both torqued them. All right, so ain't nothing else to do but get her back in. Now it's a matter of muscling this bad girl over here in the spot. Of course, we got to jack her up a little bit.
I think you're gonna have to go higher.
Huh?
I think you're gonna have to go a little bit higher.
Oh, I know. I don't like to get too. My wheels don't roll very good on this thing. Like, it's non-existent rolling.
All right.
But I'm too cheap to buy another one of these things, so I'm gonna roll with this thing. Well, drag with this thing.
It's gonna
work, guys. I got this. I've been using this old girl for years. I know how she moves. Go on up with her. Now's a good time, fellas, if you want to hook some wire back up. Now's a good time because it's aggravating to get this in there. Woo-hoo-hoo! Putting engines in is so much fun. This one on that side and the one on top.
Well, it feels like it's in there, but it's
How
not
do you
in
think
there.
Helen Keller rebuilt engines?
She's not real.
She is real.
She is not real.
She was the premier engine builder when Ferrari came out.
She is not real.
She is real. She was lost in that airplane crash.
That's Amelia Earhart.
All right, we gotta line this transmission up now. Line the tranny. Now the engine's in there.
It's pretty close. You got something caught on there.
Well, you know, it's got to find them pins. Hoo-wah. 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 All right, guys. Now that we've maintained engine insertion into this thing, I'm gonna go ahead and buckle up the back of this thing, especially on top of the transmission. And then we kind of work our way forward, right? Really, it don't matter what you do, as long as you do something. As long as you're doing something, progress is being made. And that's basically what we're looking for, progress. Camshaft and oil pressure sensor have been hooked up. There's also a nut that goes on the back of that bracket, of course. Now, if you guys are doing jobs like this, I suggest getting some of these broke back ratchets. Now, don't let your masculinity get in the way of the name of these things, because I named them myself. I don't know what they're called. They ratcheting, open end ratchets. Listen, you can get it off any other way you want to. I'm just saying, it makes it a little easier. I learned my gas go around that, you know, this may be an easier route to take. I'm just saying. But hey, do what you feel free. I'm just giving some advice. See how it bends over like that, right? Firewall ground strap should go to the back of the engine right here, I believe. You got a ground on the back of the block right here, really on both sides. You got a ground right there, you see it. Then a ground right there. You're gonna have to hook those two grounds up. Listen, these engines do not run. Will not even try to start or run correctly if you do not hook these grounds up. It is very important, remember, hook these grounds back up. I cannot stress how bad you need to hook these grounds back up. Of course. And that should take care of all your major wire dilemmas up in the back. So just to recap, the camshaft position sensor we have hooked up, the oil pressure sensor we've hooked up, two backgrounds we've hooked up. Dipstick's in. All right, back of the engine's completely done now. Now, with the back of the engine pretty much, well, at least the top side of the back of the engine pretty much done, I'm gonna throw the heads on this old girl. All right, hold up. Don't ask me questions. I'm gonna tell you why, okay? First of all, I got crawled up under this truck in a little while. I'd rather just do it once than keep coming back and forth up under it. That means I need to mount the headers, okay? Can't mount the headers without the heads. The reason I need to mount the headers is because I need to go ahead and hook the Y pipe back up to the headers, right? Okay, that's one reason. Second reason is I don't need no more trash falling in this thing what I've already got, okay? Get over here and wipe down whatever oil's on top of the metal here. Now, of course, you take the heads off. Probably best to go ahead and put new gaskets on it. Don't worry, we got new gaskets. Oh boy, look how pretty them things is. Brand spanking new head gaskets for this old girl. So let's stick them on. Now keep in mind, these head gaskets, both sides fit. Just make sure you keep the front in the front, the back in the back. Stick them down on your alignment pins. I like to blow it off one more time just for good measure because I'm about to cover this thing up for good. Then you want to grab your heads. Now heads are like anything else. You can kind of swap sides. You just got to make sure your transfer is on the front and we can drop her down. Get her dropped down just like that. And that's basically it. Heads on. It goes just down just like the other one. There we go. Nice and flush and ready to hush, you know what I'm saying, baby? I don't get a lot of views on this channel, so A lot of y'all newer people probably don't know how I roll. Most time I don't roll torquing or anything. I just kind of sling it and bring it. But not the case. If I want something to last around here, I'm gonna have to bring it a little bit. So I actually did the impossible and went and got some brand spanking new bolts for this setup here. It is highly recommended that you do put new bolts in these things, just for the mere fact that, hell, I don't know. Either way, it's highly recommended to put new bolts on this thing, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Ordered them off the old Amazon, made in China, if that tells you anything. There are directions to how to torque, the directional torques of these heads. If you're new to this stuff and don't do it on a regular basis and don't know, I recommend buying a book. I bought this one off of Amazon. It's like 30 bucks, 26 bucks, 30 bucks, I don't know. But I like it because it's pretty damn dummy proof, right? It tells you what to do, gives you torque specs over here. Really, what more could you ask for, right? Torque pattern and everything else. Of course, your torques are gonna be over here. But if you don't have a book, you don't need a book. You know, you can use your cellular device and do the same setup here, right? It makes good bathroom reading. One, that's right in the middle. Ain't gotta worry too much about no Loctite Loctucks on there, Remember, don't torque it all the way down to this thing. You're just trying to pull it in a little bit. Alright guys, about time for us to torque these big bolts. Of course, to torque anything, you're gonna need a torque wrench, and it's got to be set to 22 pounds. Number one here. Then work your way around in order. Next part of this torque session is a little tricky here, okay? So it says second pass, we're gonna take each bolt 90 degrees. I don't have one of them dial ratchets where it tells me I went 90. So, of course, you know 90 is a corner, right? So we're gonna start on number one, straight up and down, kind of eyeball what our 90 is, okay? Right there. Look like 90 to me. And do that all the way around. Now, on the final pass of these, we did all of them 90 degrees. On the final pass, the book says pre-2004 block, which this is a 2002 block. All of them are going to be done another 90 for the final pass, except the two short bolts, which would be the 9 and 10 bolts. They will do 50. And we're just going to guesstimate 50. It's pretty easy to do 90. Kind of guesstimate 50. Just take 40 degrees out of it, should give you 50, right? One thing you don't want to do is break the bolt off in there. Wow, that's scary. So 9, right there, looks like 50 to me. And we successfully torqued them M11 bolts. I'll be honest with you, that final pass is kind of rough. But the M11 bolts have been torqued on that head. I'm gonna jump on this head right quick. Go ahead and get these knocked out. Now that the heads are on torque, we can move on to what's next on my agenda, and that is the headers. I know a lot of people save those for last. I am not that guy because I want to go ahead and knock these out. Got new gaskets and studs. Also picked up some antifreeze, or not antifreeze, Jesus Christ, you dummy. Also picked up some anti-seize, not anti-freeze. That would be stupid. So yeah, trying to make it easier on the next guy, I reckon. You don't need a whole hell of a lot. Just give a little coating on there. And of course, it's gonna drop in just like that. I think the bulk of the main part that I wanted to get done today is done. Everything's together. Got new bolts for the headers. That last bolt, I probably should have tapped them out before I started, but you know what? I'm already there, so I'll tap it while I screw. You know what I mean? But we are looking really, really good. Really, really good. And I'd say another day's worth of work, we probably have this thing together and may actually fire it up. I know it seems like I didn't do a lot, but there's a lot of stuff that I needed to take care of. Like there was a broken bolt in the header. I had to go rob a header. A lot of stuff in the background I really don't show you that I have to take care of. And certain other things that I have to have for the vehicle I have to take care of. So that's where we're at. That's I think it's a good stopping point. I think we're ready to jack it up and finish bolting up the rest of the underside of it. Get all that piece back together, drop it down, put accessories on it, and start plugging wires and grounds, and hopefully by the next couple of days, this thing will pop off and run. I have been extra busy this morning. I have basically done everything bottom side of this engine, getting it ready, getting closer, just pressing on, getting this thing ready to fire back up. All right, guys, it's time to rock on with the rockers. That was a terrible pun, but hey, let's go with it. Got our cleaning rockers, been soaking in oil for a couple of weeks. Got our push rods, been soaking in oil for a couple of days. I say a couple of weeks, it's been a couple of days. They've been soaking. But anyway, I got to get this engine primed before I get carried on too much further. So I want to go ahead and put these push rods in, put these rockers on, get them installed so we can press on. Go ahead and make a teetotal mess here. Go ahead and put some assembly lube on them. They go right down in them holes right there. All right, guys, I've never been called a genius, but one time, and that was by mistake. Yeah, I stuck the spark plugs in there, think I was doing something, getting around the manifold, the exhaust, the headers, right? So the exhaust manifold, and of course, that was dumb because that puts way too much compression on here for me to turn this engine over, put these rockers on, so I took them back out. Oh well, sue me. Huh? They all moving. That's a good sign, ain't it?
So far, so good.
Do the other side, and I'll torque them all down.
It's better than only about an hour and off.
All right, team shitbox. Now that we've done rotated it and make sure they're down a little bit, we're gonna torque these rocker arms. 22 pounds, what the book says, is what I'm going for. All right, guys. Now with all the major engine parts installed, try to prime this engine the GM way, I guess. And that's just turning it over till we see oil. Put a little tape on that thermostat right there. I don't know if it needs it. This may be totally unnecessary, and if it is, I apologize. You never know. There we go. Uh-oh. Well. If you guys ever wondered what not to do in any project, just take a look at right here. Y'all just watch Clyde Mechanical Garage. I may not show you the proper shit to do, but damn if I won't show you the wrong shit to do. That's all I know to tell you. I got to get that thing out of there now. Good Lord of mercy. Can't win for losing. Got dial static grease all over my hand. None of you ever used the Easy Out before. We've got to twist that thing out of there. I ain't gonna hammer the crazy out of it. Just give it a good, give it a couple of decent taps in there. You ain't got to hard the hell out of it because apparently brass is unforgiving. If y'all didn't know, so yeah. There you have it. We have successfully removed it from the head. Yep, that's off the head. But anyway, let's carry on. Now, oh shit. Put that right there where you're gonna lay it. That's good. Of course, you bolt this thing up here just like you bolted it off of there. Took it off. 4 bolts on the front, 1 little bolt on the side. That's not hard to hook up. We just got to make sure we got enough room to get to it. Forget about your power steering line. It's a good idea going to hook that up because we've already made a teetotal mess out of it. And then, just like that, we're near about done because I have to go unload this card. It is completely full, so I think that's going to do me for tonight. We've hooked up the alternator, 1 wire. Of course, you got, I want to say it's this one right here. Go across your alternator. Clicks down in there like that. And then we got the main wire right here. Hook the bracket up. Got this hooked back up. Got all the grounds hooked up. We're really close to getting this thing fired back up. We have a bunch of stuff left that we have to get done on this truck before we can ever fire it off, including the intake. But let me go ahead and correct something that I had messed up yesterday, and I did realize there is a washer on these, so shouldn't need any thread tape. Let me go ahead and thread this in where it goes. I'll put it on where the wrench this time so I don't break it. Y'all stuck with me this far, you probably saw me break this thing off yesterday. All right, remember, don't crank it down too hard. Apparently it is very finicky that way. Let's get our throttle body gasket put on here. Really ain't but one way for it to go on. Gonna press it down in there good. Remember, you had 3 nuts. All right, other than your gaskets, that should be everything. Of course, you flip it over right here. Gasket's gonna go right here in this area. Then of course, they just snap on there. No problem at all. Click. Click. Click them into place, just like that. Try not to drop much stuff down your head. There we go. Now we can drop our intake on there free of stuff in the way. In. Ow! That's my finger. That was my finger. There we go. And it should fall somewhere close to the spot you want it. Torque to perfection, guys. Torque to perfection. Completely forgot to put the knock sensor wires back on before I put the manifold on, so of course I had to take it back off. Didn't want to run you guys back through that again, but A-okay now. We've got our intake back on. I have buckled everything in on the old intake. I didn't want y'all to have to see me walk through there, but all the injectors, all the connectors hooked up, all the sensors should be hooked back up. Let's go ahead and get the valve covers ready and start putting valve covers together. Got some brand new valve covers, along with some new bolts. The only difference between these and the old valve covers was these valve covers have an integrated PCB. The other ones had the external PCB, which is right here. Of course, the same grommet, so you can use the same vacuum hose and everything. That's the only main difference. I didn't know if that was any good, so I got some more. I couldn't find any valve covers with the external ones, so this is what I got. Probably should have went with black, but I went with red. I'm not that mad at it. Of course, you got your throttle body vacuum right here. You're gonna slide it on just like that. And that's pretty much a piece of cake other than your fill valve. Now I'm gonna jump on to do the other side. Look at there, it looks like a whole engine, don't it? You know, except, you know, maybe the coolant system. But we don't need that right now. We wanna see if it fires up. So let me hook this battery up. I don't want y'all to have to watch me put spark plugs in this thing for the 800th time, so. Went ahead and did that off camera, that, and turn it off and turn it back on, cycle it again. No leaks yet, but I ain't got a lot of pressure. Let me plug these coil packs up. Where are you going? You know, shit happens. Quick update, what's going on. Just got a fresh oil change for the 3rd time since it's been in this garage. Had a problem with these cheap injectors. You know, that's what we do on this channel. We PSA, hey, if you see some injectors for 30 bucks, you leave them things alone. Go ahead and spend your money the right way. Hey, that's what we do. We make sure y'all know what to not to do. But anyway, yeah, one of those injectors were leaking and it I don't know, what do you call it, vapor locked or? I don't know what the process is called. It was full of gas. Anyway, the oil ended up full of gas, and we're pretty sure that's probably what happened to the last engine and reason that connector rod broke, the engine just would not turn it. Well, it did until it broke. We good? day extra to get this thing running, but once we get the water pump and stuff, we'll be able to move this thing out. I got to change the brakes, and hopefully by tomorrow we'll get this thing out, because tomorrow's last day I got to do it. Got everything buttoned in now. Damn fine unit here. Just for shits and gigs, let's see what the crew think on the re-crank on this thing is. There she is. Beautiful. It actually is idling pretty good now. Wow. Carolina high voltage. Holy crap, our speedometer is back in case. Our fuel is working again. Our oil pressure is staying pretty steady. Wow. She's actually running pretty good. I think these fuel leaks get taken care of. We're in shape. Yeah, that's a good sign. All right, guys. Wow. That's pretty fun. Let's get a good view of this thing. All right guys, that's gonna bring us to the end of this video. I really hope you stuck around and made it to this point. If you did, I appreciate it. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe if you want to subscribe. I'm not pushy. Leave me a comment. I know I do some things that warrant comments, so leave me a comment. Don't forget to share. Tell your buddies. Hey, I see an idiot on the internet all the time, and his name's Steve-O or Clyde, whatever you want to call me. But anyway, remember, if you don't know what you're doing, pretend like you do.